Hello, Bella. Could you please provide me with information about Alexander the Great's birthplace and date? I'm also curious to know about his parents, both his father and mother.
Alexander the Great was born in Pella, Macedonia on July 20th, 356 BC. He was the son of King Philip II of Macedonia and Olympias of Epirus. Alexander's childhood was shaped by his father's military ambitions and his mother's wild, mystical nature. Were there many things that made Alexander different from other children during his childhood? Is that right, Tony?
Yes, that's right, Bella. Alexander the Great was different from normal children in his childhood in a number of ways. He was raised in a royal household. Alexander was the son of King Philip II of Macedonia and Olympias of Epirus. He was raised in a palace with all the luxuries that a royal child could expect. However, he was also expected to learn the skills necessary to be a king, such as riding a horse, fighting with a sword and spear, and leading men in battle. Hygiena, Alexander acquired combat skills and military knowledge from his father, but from whom did he gain other forms of knowledge?
Yes, Tony. Have you ever heard of the Greek philosopher Aristotle, Bella? Alexander was educated by Aristotle. When Alexander was 13 years old, his father hired Aristotle to be his tutor. Aristotle was one of the most brilliant philosophers of the ancient world, and he had a profound influence on Alexander's thinking. Aristotle taught Alexander about philosophy, science, and politics. He also instilled in Alexander a love of learning and a thirst for knowledge. Hi, Bella. Alexander's father was a king with a very strict character. Could you provide me with more information about him?
Yes, I know something about him, Gina. Let me explain to you. Philip II was a brilliant military strategist and ruthless ruler. He was determined to unite all of Greece under Macedonian rule, and he began training Alexander for this role from a young age. Alexander was taught to ride a horse, fight with a sword and spear, and lead men in battle. He also received a classical education, studying literature, history, and philosophy. Hi, Tony. Could you kindly enlighten me about Alexander's mother? I'm curious to learn her name and background, as well as gain a deeper understanding of her significant role in his life.
Yes, Bella, Olympias was a powerful and ambitious woman. She was a priestess of Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and revelry, and she instilled in Alexander a love of mythology and adventure. She also encouraged his interest in philosophy and science. Alexander's childhood was marked by both violence and learning. he witnessed his father's ruthlessness firsthand, and he was also exposed to the ideas of some of the greatest philosophers of the day. These experiences would shape Alexander into the brilliant and ruthless conqueror he would become. Hi Gina, at what age did Alexander seek the guidance of Aristotle as his tutor?
When Alexander was 13 years old, his father hired Aristotle to be his tutor. Aristotle was one of the most brilliant philosophers of the ancient world, and he had a profound influence on Alexander's thinking. Aristotle taught Alexander about philosophy, science, and politics. He also instilled in Alexander a love of learning and a thirst for knowledge. Alexander's education was not limited to the classroom. Am I right, Tony?
Yes, you are right, Gina. He also learned from his experiences on the battlefield. When he was 16 years old, he accompanied his father on a military campaign against the Persians. Alexander saw firsthand the horrors of war, but he also learned the importance of leadership and strategy. In 336 BC, Alexander's father was assassinated. Alexander was only 20 years old when he became king of Macedonia. He quickly proved to be a brilliant and ruthless leader. He conquered Greece, Persia, and much of Asia. He was undefeated in battle, and he spread Greek culture throughout the known world. Alexander died in Babylon in 323 BC at the age of 32. He was one of the greatest conquerors in history, and his legacy continues to inspire people to this day. Hi Bella, can you tell me what was the cause of Alexander's death?
Yes, Tony. The exact cause of Alexander the Great's death remains a subject of debate and speculation among historians. While there are several theories, the most widely accepted belief is that Alexander died of a sudden illness, possibly malaria or typhoid fever, in June 323 BCE at the age of 32. Who was in the family of Alexander the Great when he died? Can you tell me, Gina?
Yes, of course, Bella. I can tell you, Bella. When Alexander the Great passed away, his immediate family consisted of his wife, Roxana, and their young son, Alexander IV. Additionally, his mother, Olympias, was still alive at the time of his death. However, Alexander's vast empire and military accomplishments left a complicated legacy that led to power struggles and divisions among his successors. When Alexander conquered Persia, the royal family of Persia were captured. How did Alexander treat the royal captives? Can you tell us, Tony?
Yes, Gina. When Alexander the Great conquered Persia, his treatment of the royal captives including the Persian royal family, varied depending on the circumstances and individuals involved. While some members of the Persian royal family were taken captive, Alexander did not have a uniform approach in dealing with them. For instance, Alexander showed respect towards the Persian king's family, such as Cyrus the Great's descendants. He sought to incorporate them into his administration, often granting them positions of authority, and even allowing them to retain their royal titles in some cases. This approach aimed to appease the local population and demonstrate a continuation of Persian governance under his rule.
However, it is important to note that not all members of the Persian royal family received favorable treatment. Some were executed, either due to political considerations or as a result of internal rivalries within the Persian court.
Overall, Alexander's treatment of the captured Persian royal family was a mix of pragmatism, diplomacy, and strategic decision-making, depending on the circumstances and his objectives in each specific case. So far, we have talked about Alexander the Great, mainly dealing with his childhood. Alexander the Great will be remembered for a long time as a great conqueror in human history. Thank you for watching the video, Biography of Alexander the Great, provided by History and Current Events. Gina, Bella, and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.